Good evening, I'm Jim Whaley. Tonight it's a pleasure to have as my guest on Cinema Showcase and to welcome him back to the program one of America's funniest men, Mr. Paul Lynde. Right now he's starring in Theater of the Stars' production of The Impossible Years. Paul, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Jim.
It's been a couple of years, I guess, since you were here last.
Yes.
You're now doing The Impossible Years, which is a very funny play. I saw the movie, and naturally the plays I think
I've never seen the movie. Was it David and
David Niven, Lola Albright, I believe.
Lola? I thought it was. She always. I thought it was the girl that always played with John Wayne and later.
Maureen O'Hara.
Maureen O'Hara.
No.
Are you sure it's not Maureen?
I may be wrong, but I think it was Lola Albright.
Lola, I love Lola
Yeah.
Albright. I didn't know she was. I don't think she did it. I think you're wrong.
Okay. I'm wrong.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
Yeah. Is the play fun to do? It's wonderful to watch, but is it a fun show for actors to do?
Well, I'll tell you. I'm the first person on stage, which is, you know, the star likes to be the last, and I'm the first person that walks on the stage, and that's bad writing, as Lynn Fontaine said. Theater is entrances and exits, but I walk on. I'm the first person that speaks in this play,
Yeah.
and I just take a lot of deep breaths before I go out. Elizabeth Allen, my co-star, taught me that. I've appeared with her so many times because I'm a very nervous person when I perform. And she says, just suck in as much air as you can, darling, and it'll give you a high and you won't be nervous. And I do that just before I go on. And it's a strange play. It really is. It's not a great play. It's a play that works fantastically for me. Mm-hmm. And the rapport I have with the audience is it's so gratifying. It's such a joy because I love to hear people laugh.
Yeah.
That's my business, and they don't giggle. They scream for an hour and almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. It's a short play. I like short plays. It's a real joy to do it. It's as simply as I can put it because the audience is so entertained.
Yeah. Well, is there a question of? I know you're touring in this show. You've been where in Dallas or you're?
Oh, we're headed for Dallas. We've been in Akron. Well, I'll name the great cities: Akron, Columbus, Dayton, Flint, Michigan, Toledo, Milwaukee, Norfolk, and now, of course, here. And then we go on to Dallas for 2 weeks. It's the only place we're playing 2 weeks. And then Houston, which is sort of the reward. It's a fun town.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you,
have a lot of fun there.
Do audiences differ from place to place?
No, I don't think so at all. Not at all.
That's good.
They don't. I tell the cast that. I say, you know, like every opening night is a big adjustment, especially here in Atlanta. It's so enormous, the theater.
Yeah.
And the cast last night, they said, do you think they like it or not? And I said, yes, they do. It's just that it's so vast and so big that you can't hear. We were much closer to the audience than the other theaters. And last night when they gave us a standing ovation, it was really thrilling. And so everything I told the cast, I knew they were appreciating it out there. But every theater is different. Every audience is different, but they don't vary that much if you perform at your top level. They don't. They're very receptive people, and I always tell everyone I work with, I say, always act like it's opening night, because none of those people out there have seen us do this play.
Yeah.
And you got to make it look like it's the first time you've done it. Well, I can't stand actors, you know, that walk through a part. But you know, you hear that a lot. I've never worked with an actor that walks through a part. If they do, I just, you know, get a gun and kill them.
Don't fool around with that.
No, don't fool around. No, if you walk through a role, you don't belong in show business.
Yeah.
You've got to act like it's the first time you've ever done the role, because no one in that audience has seen you do it. And
but each night you're still nervous.
Always. And you know, I was told by so many people that it would lessen and it would get easier for me, and it hasn't. It has gotten to the point that you know, I constantly talking about retiring because there's got to be more fun than performing. It's such a challenge. It's such a demanding thing. And it's such a responsibility. And I'm lazy. And you know, I'm getting up there in years, and I want to go dancing and have fun. And performing is an enormous responsibility. Enormous.
Well, I guess you reach a point where where I guess you feel do you feel you owe your audiences something? Or?
You owe them everything. You owe them your life, your money, everything you have. That's why I do the autograph line. I love to meet them because I never get to see them. You know, in Hollywood, I'm in a limousine or a car, or when I go to the studios, the guards are there, and you never get to be with them. Sure. And on these summer tours, you know, people will say, "Oh, Mr. Lynde, I'm just so glad you do the autograph line. You know, a lot of people won't do this." And I say, "Well, I only do it because I enjoy it, or I wouldn't do it. There's no reason other than you enjoy it." And they are the barometer of my career. I don't read critics. I usually am destroyed by critics. I just go by those people. They're who put me where I am, wherever I am, and I just love to meet them and talk with them, and they say such beautiful things.
Well, did you have any idea? You've been doing the summer shows regularly for about, what, 10 years now?
Yeah, just about, yes.
Did you have any idea when you started that it would be as phenomenally successful as it has been? Because everywhere you go, you literally break records with audiences.
Well, it's a great personal compliment, naturally. But the main reason I go out, it's really not the money. It is to be with them. I so rarely get to be with those people out there that I never get to see or meet, and it's very rewarding to be with them, and it renews my whole belief in our nation. It's my favorite country in the world. I've been all over the world, and I love America, and my audiences they're my morale. They're so fabulous.
Laughter, I think, is such an important thing, and I think too many artists don't give it as much importance as they should. I mean, when awards time come around, comedies never win.
Oh, awards.
Rarely.
Awards, everyone likes to win, but, you know, it's like the Oscars. The most fun night I have at my house is I always invite over very special friends, and we watch the Oscars because it's so dull to go there. I'll go if I'm ever nominated. But we have so much fun. We have popcorn, and we put money in the pot. And we're very much into the business, and I rarely win. No one wins I want. I just think, you know, the 5 people that are nominated, there shouldn't be an Oscar. I respect George Scott for not taking his Oscar. I respect Marlon Brando. There's no way that you can give an Oscar when 5 performances are that brilliant and that different. There's no. They should give 5 Oscars. That's what it should be.
Well, you know, they tried to do that one year with
the
Emmys.
They should do it.
They tried it with the Emmys.
There's no way one. It's like the best dog in a show. There's no best dog in a show.
But you know what they discovered?
It's politics. There is no best.
Well,
to get the nomination is the award. It really is. Out of so many actors.
Without the competition, it makes for not a very interesting show to watch, though.
I know that is the you know, that's the appeal, the final winner. But it's so rough on the other 4 actors or actresses that didn't win it, and they were just as brilliant as the person that got it. It's very rough on them because they all want it, and I just think they should. It's so cruel, I think, to the other 4 losers.
I just wish that there would be a little more respect for comedies. I realize Annie Hall.
Oh, it's almost impossible for a comedian to win the award.
Why is that?
Well, that's, you know, Judy Holliday. She was up against stiff competition.
Oh, Betty
My
Davis.
Lord, Betty Davis and All About Eve, which is probably one of my all-time famous movies, favorite movies, and she was the best she's ever been in that movie. Gloria Swanson in Sunset
Yeah.
Boulevard, which was her pièce de résistance, as you say. And you know, and for Judy to win that with that competition,
Incredible.
it was incredible. It really was. It was the strangest year. I took for granted there was no chance, because very rarely, you know, Jack Lemmon never won his Oscar. He did something serious.
That's right.
He'd never won it being a comic actor, which he's so brilliant. It's very difficult for a comic performer or comedian or whatever we are. I don't know what we are. But it's very difficult for us to get nominated or the Oscar.
Who makes you laugh?
Oh, that's a rough question, Jim, because as soon as I leave the studio, I'll say, oh, I didn't say that person's name and that. So I really don't answer that question anymore, because I have so many dear friends that I'm afraid I'm going to forget. But dead is easy. Oliver Hardy was my idol, and still is. I didn't like Stan that much, but Oliver Hardy. And you know, when I was in my hometown, I never missed any of their movies, and I was criticized almost because I dug Laurel and Hardy movies.
Really?
I don't know, the kids they say, oh, they're so silly. And you know, that's the word I love. They were silly, and they were gentle, and they never were mean, cruel, and they were so funny. Especially Oliver. I just adored that man. And I loved W.C. Fields.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to Oliver. I never dug Charlie Chaplin.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I did in The Great Dictator. I dug him when he talked. I always thought he was like a puppet. And I like human beings when I'm watching funny people. And I never thought Charlie was that human. He was always like a marionette or something. And I just never laughed that much at him. And I hope he doesn't find I said that. Oh, he died. I hope Una doesn't. Una Chaplin.
I think you hit on it, though, when you said about Laurel and Hardy. They were funny, yet they were gentle.
Oh.
And that, I think, is
Oliver was the most gentle person in the world. He was. I laughed so hard in him that I just wouldn't miss anything he ever did.
When you were growing up, did you know all the time that you wanted to, eventually what you wanted to do as far as comedy is concerned?
I never knew about that, really, Jim. I was very poor, and I always wanted to be rich. It was like, I don't know, it was unbelievable. That's all I wanted to be, was rich. And I didn't care how I got it. If I'd been a good thief, I'd have been a good thief. I mean, show business wasn't that big a drive. I just wanted to be rich, and I found out that performing was the easiest way for me to get there. But when you say, I never really wanted to be a star, I just wanted to be rich. Because I think what you give up of your life, being a celebrity, I have many days where I say it's not worth it. And I always caution young people that want to go into this business, what you do give up. You give up a great part of your life.
Do you think show business demands any more from you as far as dedication goes than any other kind of business?
Well, I tell you, especially with the advent of television, when I always tell a plumber that when he's really goofed doing a job at my house, you know what they get an hour. And I just say, you know, only you and I know you didn't do a good job. But when I do a bad job, 60, 40, 50 million people watch me be bad. And that's a lot of people watching you be bad. And I think that's why it gets to every performer. You know, I've worked with such superstars, and I find they're just as insecure. They feel that the moment they're performing is it's got to be the best. You always got to, you hope it's better than the last thing you did. And every time you're out there, it's like you're on a tightrope, and you can fall any second, and it's over. And I don't think any industry, any walk of work or life has the anxiety that an actor has, because you can fail every time you go out there and end your career.
That question, though, is always brought up when they talk about people like Marilyn Monroe or Judy Garland.
One of my favorites.
Or Montgomery
She
Clift.
was a star. Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe was our last star, as far as I'm concerned.
But did the business do
Barbara Streisand is a star, but and Diana Ross is. They're both stars, but nothing of the magnitude of Marilyn Monroe. No one disliked Marilyn Monroe. I never heard anybody, a woman, a child, a dog, a cat. No one was jealous of her. No one hated her. No, that's a star.
Yeah.
I was on my way to a bullfight in Mexico the morning that they came on the radio and said that she had died. And there was I was doing Bye Bye Birdie, the movie, and Jeff Parker, one of my best friends, he was an understudy in my first Broadway show, New Faces, and he adored Marilyn. He got so ill, we had to pull over the side of the road, and we had Una White's car. She had loaned it to us, and they were electric windows, and he started throwing up, and it got into the electric windows, and we couldn't get him to work. We had to get rid of all his clothes and go to an army surplus store so we could go on to the bullfight, but we didn't have any fun that day.
Yes.
She was that kind of. I met her the first day I was in Hollywood.
Really?
Yes, I was doing New Faces, and she came over on the set. She was doing something at 20th Century Fox, and she had, she looked like a secretary. She had glasses on, and she came over, but she had seen New Faces in New York, and she wanted to come over and say hello to us. And I'll never forget it as long as I live. And she had so much fun with us, and that's why she was a star.
But would she have had the eventual problem she had she been in any other kind of...
I don't think anyone understood her. I really don't. I loved what Russia said. You know, when she came up, you know, no one knows why she died, but I loved what Russia said, which, you know, we're so distant from, and I loved their newspaper coverage. They said they felt that no one in America understood her, and it's true. None of those studios did. The way that she was treated on the last movie she was on, it was unforgivable, unforgivable. But you know, I talked to makeup people and wardrobe people, and Marilyn really didn't know how brilliant she was.
Yeah.
And she became frightened to go in front of the camera because she thought her only talent was her looks, and she thought she was losing it. And she wouldn't go in front of it. She'd find any excuse not to go. But she was, I'll tell you, when Laurence Olivier said that he would never perform with her again, because he said he knew no one was watching him.
True.
That is the greatest tribute to Marilyn Monroe, because that show, that movie, Prince and the Showgirl.
Prince and the Showgirl, yeah.
Laurence Olivier, who is my Spencer Tracy and Lawrence English, Marlon Brando, my favorite actors. He said he would never perform with her ever again because he knew no one was watching him. And you know, I don't know whether she ever knew that or ever read that, because she was so sheltered the last years of her life. But she was Jean Harlow. She was that kind of star.
Yeah.
And Vivian Leigh, and you know, really superstar.
We have been having this week in Atlanta sort of a Paul Lynde Festival. One of your films was on TV here, I think last night, Charlotte's Web.
Oh, Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web, yeah.
I'm not in it, just my voice.
Just your voice. What a memorable voice characterization, though, and it's a good animated feature, as opposed to many of them.
The girl that takes care of my shirts on Hollywood Squares, who's such a divine girl named Christine, she knows the author of Charlotte's Web, which right now I can't say. I wish I could. But she got me a personally autographed copy of Charlotte's Web, signed by him, and he saw the movie, and he said if there was anyone in the world that should have played Templeton the Rat, he said it was you, and I consider it E.J. White, I think. Is that right?
E.B.
E.B. White.
Right.
It was the most beautiful note, and he so enjoyed the movie, really.
Right.
And that's great when the writer says he enjoyed the movie.
Of the films you've done, which stand out to you?
I've never done anything that stand out. The funniest thing I've done in a movie, which again I just had to plead and beg, and Norman Jewison, who directed it, was Send Me No Flowers, and I played the funeral. I sold funeral plots. I tell you, Rock Hudson, who I adore, he's told me it was the roughest time he ever had to do, was to do. So we did the scene in one take because there was no way that we could do it in two takes. It's the funniest lines I've ever had. And I was so afraid I was going to fluff the lines because all you do was say the words. And when I see that scene, I laugh. And I rarely laugh at myself.
Yeah.
Rarely.
It's a funny movie. The whole movie is
Well, Tony Randall, you know, he's funny.
Yeah.
Doris Day she's one of the most instinctively funny women I've ever performed with, and one of the nicest, and one of the most professional.
It's interesting, we talked about last time, one of your biggest hits anywhere was Bye Bye Birdie on stage, but yet you weren't that crazy about the movie, you said.
No. Dick Van Dyke and I were the only two from the Broadway show, and we enjoyed that show so much on Broadway. It was a joy to go there every night. I've never heard an audience react the way they did to that show, and I was lucky. I was in New Faces and Bye Bye Birdie, 9 years apart, but both shows were fantastic audience shows, and you know that's where it's at. And I didn't have one line from the Broadway show in the movie, not one line. They just bought the title and made it a vehicle for Anne Margaret, which I'm not putting Anne down. I mean, Lord, if that was given me, I'd take it. Yeah. But Dick and I adored that show. It just was magic to do. And the movie, I thought, but you know, people that didn't see the Broadway show enjoyed the movie very much. But I always say, did you see the stage show or the movie? Because the stage show was so fantastic. Yeah. Really.
Yeah. When you're doing a play or a film or whatever, do you like a lot of direction? Do you like the director to tell you exactly what to do, or do you like to kind of work it out?
I love a good director. Most of them can't direct traffic, really. But you know, a lot of people won't direct Paul Lynde, and that's their mistake, because I always love to learn. I always like to be better than I can be. And anymore, you know, I've become so identified as Paul Lynde, and the directors very rarely direct me. They just say, oh, let Paul do his thing. And I love to be directed. I love the challenge, and I love for a director to come up and say, I think you can do that better. I don't get mad or throw a scene if I respect him, especially. Yeah. And that's when it's exciting, when they make you the best you can be. Yeah, yeah. How Hollywood Squares, I know, is continuing to go beautifully. How long can that show go on, do you think? I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea. It's a total mystery to me. It really is. It really is. I do not understand. People ask me that. We had a luncheon today with lots of the press here in Atlanta, and of course they asked me about that enigma of Hollywood Squares, and the only way I could answer it was that it must be a very revealing show. It must show the American people what we're really like, because you know, when you're on it 13 years, as long as I've been, they feel that they know you as well as anyone in their family, and I think that is it. It has to be, because I don't understand it either. Yeah. What a
talking about responsibility, though, what a responsibility to have to go on that show, you know, 5 times a week and come up with something very funny each time. And yet you managed to do that.
Well, keep your fingers crossed for me. And wish me all your luck.
What are you planning on now? What, after you finish Impossible Years, what are you going on to?
Well, we close on September 3rd in Houston, which Houston's a marvelous reward. I hope it's not too humid. Your shoes mildew overnight. But I will probably have to go back to Hollywood immediately and resume Hollywood Squares for a couple of days because they're going to start taping before I get off this tour. And then I want to go to New York and see Alice Ghostly, who's now in Annie. And I want to see Dracula because I hear Langella is just...
Yeah.
I want to see it before he leaves it. I want to see Dancing that Bob Fosse's done. I want to just go to New York, which is, you know, it's hardly a vacation because I never go to bed.
Yeah.
there's no bed in New York. That's how it turns me on. And then I'm going to return to my home and have a dog I bought this summer delivered to me that I named Alfred Lunt. Lynn, are you watching? Does it go to Milwaukee?
We have used up 30 minutes.
Oh, really? Well,
already.
Good.
Listen, I hope everybody will go see you in Impossible Years at Theater of the Stars. And will you come back and see us again here?
I sure will, Jim.
Okay.
You're very easy, very pleasant.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.